Scratch has various tools for different operations. There are blocks which are used for arithmetic operations. They are light green in color and are called operator blocks. We can categorize operator blocks into arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators. Arithmetic operators. These operators perform addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. Arithmetic operators can be performed on both numbers and variables. In the given example, the operator adds the input numbers. In this example, the subtraction operator is used. The user is asked to enter a number. The number is stored in a variable which can then be used to perform the mathematical operations. Now, to perform multiplication, user is asked to enter two numbers, both stored in separate variables. In the given example, the entered numbers are 30 and 40. The multiplication operation uses these variables to perform the calculation. Logical operators. This checks whether the condition is true or false. Types of logical operators. AND. On joining two Boolean blocks, result will return true only when both the blocks are true, else the result will be false. OR. On joining two Boolean blocks, if any one of the block is true, the result will be true. NOT. It checks if Boolean is false, it will return results as true and vice versa. The comparison between the values or variables is done by three main operators which detect whether the condition is true or false. If true, the program will move to the next line and perform the task. Types of relational operators. Equals to. This operator checks if two values are equal, then block returns true, else false. Less than. It checks whether the first value is less than the second value. If it is less, the block returns true. If not, it returns false. It is applicable on both alphabets and values. Greater than. It checks whether the first value is greater than second value and then show the result as true or else false. Generating random numbers. Scratch provides to pick a random block to generate a random number in a program. This block can be used to stimulate random events from the real world. This helps programmers to create challenges while creating games. It is located in the operator category in block palette, which can select both integer and float number from the starting to end point of given numbers. Changing location randomly. Scratch provides some special blocks to change the location of a sprite randomly. Follow the steps given to do so. Step 1. Delete the default cat sprite. Step 2. Go to the sprite library and select fish sprite on the stage. Step 3. To change the x and y coordinates of the sprite's position, use any random 1 to 10 block on the block. Glide 1 second to x is to O, y is to O. Step 4. Drag and place the blocks in the script area to create the script. Step 5. Start the program and watch the sprite change their position randomly.
Working with variables. Variables are named location in the memory of a computer. These named locations are used to store data. For example, your name is data which is stored in your memory under the variable name. Whenever you hear the word name, your name is the first thing that comes to your mind. Similarly, to store some information in a computer, we use variables. Let us learn how to create and use a variable. Creating variables. To create a variable, follow these steps. On the Blocks palette, click on the Variables block. The Variables block menu appears. Click on the Make a Variable button on top of the block menu. A new variable dialog box appears. Write a name for your variable. Click on the OK button to create your variable. Using variables. To explore how to use variables in Scratch, let us create a script to add two numbers and print the result. Create two variables to store two numbers, suppose A and B. Ask the user to enter two numbers and set those values to variables A and B. Use the join operator to add the two variables. Sprite will say the result.
Applying reasoning to make decisions. Every day we make a lot of decisions. All of these decisions are based on some factors. For example, a person went to a confectionery shop to buy sweets. When he got there, he saw the different delicacies on display in the shop. However, he wanted some cake. Now, he cannot eat an entire cake by himself, so he decides to buy something else. He sees cupcakes and croissants on display and thinks that the closest thing to a cake is cupcake. So, he makes the final decision of buying a cupcake. Similarly, decisions are made after taking many things into account. This process is known as reasoning. Let us take a simple example. Look at the pattern. What comes next in this pattern? To answer this question, there are three steps. Step 1 is to determine the actual task. In this case, it is to find the next occurrence in this pattern. Step 2 is to identify the information. First, identify the goal, which, in this case, is to find the next shape. Second, what information is available to us? Which are, we are provided with 3 stars-shaped images and the first star has 4 points, second star has 5 points and the third star has 6 points. Third, what are the conditions? In this case, the number of points are increasing by 1. Step 3 is to solve the problem. Reasoning. Now, you can see that the number of points of each of the star is increasing by 1, hence, the next star must have 7 points. So, your final answer will be a star with 7 points.
Applying condition. Conditional statements check whether a programmer's specified Boolean condition is true or false. They make it possible to test a variable against a value or compare a variable with another variable and make the program act in one way if the condition is met and another if it isn't. There are 2 blocks that allow you to make decisions and control actions in your programs, the if block and the if or else block. Using these blocks, you can ask a question and take a course of action based on the answer. The if block. The if block is a decision structure that gives you the ability to specify whether a set of commands should or should not be executed based on the result of a test condition. If the condition in the block is true, then the code inside the if part of the block is executed. If the condition is false, no code is executed. The if or else block. The if or else block is a little different than the if block. The specified condition is tested at the top of the block. If the condition is true, the commands in the if part of the block are executed. If the condition is false, however, the commands under else will execute instead. The program will only execute one of the 2 groups of commands in the if or else block. Using repeat and repeat until blocks. In the previous topics, you used to repeat block to execute a part of the script multiple times. Similarly, at times you might need to repeat a block endlessly or according to a certain condition to achieve a result. For such scenarios, you can use the forever and forever if blocks. Let us understand the use of these blocks. Repeat block. It is a control block which is used to run the script for a set of number of times. The numeric value in the white box represents the number of repeats the block will execute. You can change the value as per your choice. Repeat until block. This block is used to repeat a set of blocks endlessly based on a condition. The block will be executed until the condition is true. As soon as the condition becomes false, the loop will terminate.